The morning quietly opens with a thin layer of mist. The light is not yet bright, just enough to reveal faint traces of night still clinging to the window frame. You sit there in silence, hands holding a warm cup, steam rising gently, fading into the air like an unfinished prayer. Perhaps last night, you tossed and turned because of someone, a face, a memory, an unnamed worry. That feeling isn't exactly sadness, but a quiet fear. What if one day I lose the one I love? In that fragile moment between night and dawn, God is still there, silent, yet fully present. He doesn't come through loud miracles, but through a warm breath that slips into your heart, as if He were whispering, I am here. My love does not change. You don't need to hold on to everything. Just hold on to me. There are mornings when you wake with a tired heart because you've loved too much, worried too much, held on too tightly. You fear change, fear what is beyond your control. You try to stay strong, to understand, to forgive, until you're exhausted yourself. But God doesn't ask you to keep trying. He only invites you to rest in His arms. Today, before the world grows noisy, sit still for a moment, not to forget someone, but to remember that true love is never lost. It simply changes form. From human hands to God's. Take a deep breath and feel it. The fresh air filling your lungs, the light touching your skin, and life, that small yet wondrous gift, still flowing through every cell. Whatever has left, whoever is no longer here, God is still with you, still calling your name, still loving you as He did the first day He made you. Maybe you're not ready to let go yet, but you can start by relaxing your grip, just a little, to let your heart breathe, to give your fear a place to rest, and to let God's love reach you. Because sometimes healing doesn't come from holding on tightly, but from the moment you dare to open your hands and trust that what belongs to God will never be lost. This morning, let Him be the place where you rest your head, the quiet shoulder where your tears may fall, the steady heartbeat reminding your heart that it is never alone. In a world that rushes by, let these few minutes belong to you and God alone. No words need to hurry. No task is more important than being present. There is only you, your breath, and the unchanging love waiting to be received. For it is in this small stillness that God will gently whisper, My beloved child, come to me, and I will give you rest. After a few quiet moments with the dawn, I realize there's still an emptiness within me that hasn't been filled. Not because I lack someone beside me, but because I need a reminder that amid all the changes of this world, there is still a love that never changes. And I open the Bible, as if opening a familiar door that leads me home. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. Psalm 46:1. Lord, as I sit in this morning, everything around me seems to be changing too quickly. The faces I once knew so well are now fading away. The places that once made me feel safe have become empty. Even my own heart sometimes no longer feels like yesterday's. I've tried to hold on, to understand, to love. But the tighter I grip, the more I feel peace slipping away. Sometimes I ask myself, why are the things I love so easy to lose? And before the question can end, you gently answer with a quiet silence. Because I want you to learn how to love without fear. I begin to understand that sometimes you don't take things away. You simply return them to where they belong. And my part is to learn to trust that those truly meant to walk with me in your plan will never be lost, no matter the distance or time. I have passed through many long nights of worry. There are nights I lie still, hearing my heart beat fast in fear of losing. I've tried to suppress my feelings, tried to appear strong, but deep inside, I know I'm just a child trembling in the Father's hands. And strangely, when I stop trying to prove that I'm fine, you come closer than ever. You don't come asking why, but simply embrace me and whisper, you are still loved, even when you have nothing left to hold. From that moment, I begin to see everything through different eyes. Instead of asking, why did it leave? I start to ask, what do you want me to learn from this? And the answer always comes softly, through the smallest things: the sunlight passing through the curtain, a gentle breeze brushing my wrist, the fearless song of a morning bird. They all seem to tell me nothing is ever truly lost when I am within God's love. Teach me that letting go is not losing, but opening space for grace to enter. Teach me not to seek peace in people, but to find it in you. Because only when I sit quietly with myself and with you do I realize everything else may change, but your love remains as it was in the beginning, unfading. There are days when my heart feels empty, as if there's nothing left to hold on to. Yet it's in that emptiness that I begin to hear your whisper more clearly. Not a voice of instruction, but a gentle, forgiving presence. You teach me that spiritual maturity is not about knowing more, but about being still. And I learn to love myself again, with all my flaws, even the parts I once wanted to forget. Because you still see a beauty in me that I cannot see. You look at me not through my mistakes, but through the light of forgiveness. So I choose to love as you love, a love that doesn't possess, doesn't fear, doesn't demand. Give me enough gentleness to love, enough courage to let go, and enough faith to know that everything that happens is a chance for me to grow in grace. And if there are memories that still make my heart ache, please touch them with your peace. Heal the wounds I've been afraid to open, the pains I've kept in silence. Teach me to forgive what has been, and to forgive myself for not being strong enough, wise enough, or faithful enough. My Lord, turn my tears into the rain that waters faith again, so that one day, when I look back, I can smile and say, you were there through it all. If today something wears me down, gently place your hand upon my heart and let me rest in your peace. No need for answers, only your presence. No need for miracles, only a moment of stillness in the Father's arms. For I know the most beautiful thing about love is not holding on to someone, but being held forever by the one who never lets go. Lord, when I read about the life of Saint Monica, my heart grows still. A mother who wept for years for her lost son, yet never fell into despair. She did not argue, did not accuse, but prayed quietly, with patient love and silent tears. Perhaps you, Lord, saw those tears, for in the end, you turned them into a spring of grace. Lord, I see myself in the patience of Saint Monica when I love someone, yet feel helpless watching them drift away, when I want to hold on, but cannot. Please help me remember that woman who chose to trust instead of resent, who chose to pray instead of control. Teach me to love as Saint Monica loved, a love that knows how to let go without leaving, that knows how to wait without losing hope. Help me understand that every sincere prayer receives an answer, not always immediately, but always in your perfect time. If today someone is causing me pain, help me see them through your eyes that do not judge, but are full of compassion. If I am praying for someone who has lost their way, give me enough faith to wait and enough patience to love in silence. For I know true love does not need to be loud. It only needs steadfast faithfulness, as Saint Monica lived, and as you have loved humanity for 1,000 unchanging years. Lord, in today's world, there are so many who suffer separation, wars, the closing of hospital doors, hands that can no longer hold each other because of distance and pain. There are hearts still cracked for loving without being near, for losing loved ones before saying goodbye. Please, Lord, touch them with your tenderness. Wipe away the tears of those who cry in silence and place peace where they thought only emptiness would remain. Come to those living in war zones, to the migrants who left their homelands, to the mothers praying for their children's return, and to the fathers clinging to faith amid crisis. Lord, grant this world a moment of rest in your love. Teach humanity to pause, to hear the quiet cries of one another, to know that, though divided by language or borders, every heart is seeking the same source, your peace, and make each of us a small bridge of that love, a gentle word instead of judgment, an embrace instead of silence, a prayer instead of despair. For amid all the world's changes, we believe your love remains unchanged. It is that very love that keeps this earth from breaking apart, and that keeps each small soul safe in your embrace. Lord, after all the changes, what I feel most deeply now is gratitude. Not because everything is easy, but because amid all I don't understand, you are still here, quietly keeping me through each day. I thank you for every morning I still wake, for the small bird outside the window, for the gentle light painting the wall, and for the breath still moving within my chest. The things that seem ordinary are the miracles I too often forget. Thank you for the people I love, those who sometimes worry me, but who are the reason I've learned to love more deeply. Thank you for family. Though imperfect, it remains the home where I can return when my heart feels unsteady. Help me cherish my parents while they are still here, to say thank you, instead of waiting until I must say, if only. You know, Lord, sometimes I chase after great things in the world, forgetting that true happiness lies in the smallest moments. In my mother's smile, it is the look in my father's eyes, following me each morning, the simple meal that carries the heart of love. Those things, without your grace, could not endure amid the changing tides of life. I pray for my parents, those who have loved and sacrificed without asking for anything in return. Please grant my parents peaceful mornings, quiet afternoons, and restful nights in the peace of the Lord. If they are weary, let them rest in stillness. If they are worried, place your hand upon their shoulders and comfort them. May the love within my home be kept through forgiveness, for I know there will be imperfect days. But if each person learns to lower their voice a little, to smile a little, and to forgive a little more, then the miracle of family will remain whole. I also pray for my loved ones, whether near or far, whether we still talk every day or remain only in memory. May all be covered by the blessing of the Lord. Pour out your grace upon my home, so that love will remain, though the years may change, so that laughter will not fade after weariness, and misunderstandings, if they exist, will dissolve in forgiveness. Help me remember that gratitude is the beginning of every miracle. When I pause to give thanks, everything ordinary becomes sacred. Teach me to live slowly, to see the blessings surrounding me, in my mother's hands, preparing breakfast, in my father's quiet nod, and in each breath that I take. For gratitude is not just words, but a way of living. A grateful heart does not fall easily into sadness, does not forget easily, and can still see your light even on a rainy day. Today, I do not ask for great things, only to live warmly and sincerely. Grant me the grace to keep loving, but to love with faith, not with fear. Teach me to be thankful, not only when all goes well, but also when I still do not understand what you are doing. For I believe, even amid unending change, your love remains unchanged. And it is that very love that keeps my family in peace. After all the words I have spoken to you, now I only want to keep one thing in my heart: gratitude. Not because everything is perfect, but because within every imperfection, I still feel your love gently surrounding me. I thank you for old wounds that are slowly healing, for in each pain, you planted a seed of growth. Thank you for the people I once feared to lose, for through them I learned that true love is not about keeping, but about giving and blessing. I am also thankful for the days when I am weak, for when I have nothing left to show for strength, I see more clearly the hand that holds me. There are times when I cannot hear your voice, but after each silence, there is a gentle peace that touches my heart, like a quiet reminder, I am still here. My Lord, help me not to forget gratitude in both laughter and tears. For true blessings do not lie in the results, but in the fact that I am still within your embrace, even as the world outside keeps changing. And this morning, before I step out of my small room, I want to place this whole day into your hands. The tasks I will do, the people I will meet, may they all be touched by the gentleness of God. If there are moments when I feel tired, let me pause and take a deep breath to remember that you are right beside me. If my heart feels heavy, let me find peace again in my breath and in this small prayer. If the world outside grows too loud, let me keep a quiet corner in my soul, where only you and I remain, where every fear melts away in your unchanging love. And if one day I grow weak again, remind me that I don't need to be perfect to be loved. You have loved me even in my incompleteness. That love does not demand that I prove myself, only that I dare to trust and dare to open my heart to receive it. My Lord, let this prayer of gratitude become the rhythm of my day, so that each step I take, each word I speak, carries a touch of your gentleness. Teach me to sow peace where there is conflict, to plant hope where there is discouragement, and to sow love where hearts have closed. Perhaps the meaning of life is not found in what I achieve, but in how much I have loved. Teach me to live with gratitude, so that even as I walk through darkness, I can still see the light of your love shining upon me. And now, as this prayer comes to a close, I do not close my heart, but open it to a new day in peace. Let me walk softly, speak gently, live truthfully, and always remember, even as life changes, your love remains unchanged, and it is that love that begins every good thing today.